Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fade, and you're listening to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. 5 beats, 5 reviews. That's what I do. And here we are with show number 189. Sometimes I just forget about how far, this show has come. It's been years doing this, so soon it'll be at 200. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, just don't forget to send in your beats if you haven't so far. We're a little low on beats for Attack of the Beats, Beat It Up, and Beat Fights. So make sure you send them in and just go to the Beat Battles page and it's all right there. So let's get into it right away. First up, we got Beatmaker 88 with Flutie. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Beatmaker 88 with Flutie. So for this, all right, I'll get to the flute in a minute, but I like the drum pattern that you have. It's a nice, nice change, right, than hearing the typical drum pattern. It's kind of like this little stutter type of pattern, which is pretty unique, actually, so that's good. I'm not crazy about the shaker too much, but it fits the beat because it's like a fun-sounding beat, right? So you can keep everything as is with the drums. And then you have those keys in the background that are very low and stuff, and I can hear it like it's just there to complement the lead, which is pretty good, So keep that there like that, complementing it. Then you have your lead keys, which is good too because that's also complementing the flute. All right, I like the sound of all that, but it's the flute, At first, I wasn't sure if it was a flute or if it was like some sort of like high note synth or something. But I don't know. I mean, I know it's called Flutie, but I mean, I would just get rid of that because the pattern you have is good. The first thing I was thinking if you had strings instead of the flute, because if you had a string, let's say some violin, you have the same pattern but with a violin, then you could slowly bring in like another type of string section. Like pan to, let's say, the right or left or something, have that kind of, flow into that lead, that lead violin, let's say. So just think about that. I'm just picturing that as I was listening to it. I was like, that would sound so much smoother that way. And it would, just really change the dynamics of the beat because, right now it's this, this fun sounding beat with the drum pattern and that flute. But imagine if you had strings instead, like I'm just trying to imagine how that would sound. So maybe try that, because the flute just sounds a little cheesy, so that's why it's hard. That's why, no offense, it's just that it's because that's why you don't hear a lot of flute, I guess, especially with any hip hop tracks, like I said, it's a good pattern. It's just that instrument. You know, sometimes it's just not appropriate for that type of beat or that type of style. That's why you don't hear too much flute, or let's say, or bagpipes or something. I don't know, but yeah. So swap it out, maybe. I mean, if you're looking to change it up, swap it out, see how it sounds, and you should be good to go with that. All right. So next up, we've got Krostevsky with Easy Moves. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Krostevsky with Easy Moves. What I like about jazz music, though, is the fact that it's kind of like this unwritten rule, you know, that you can play random notes in random spots. You know what I mean? It's somehow it still comes together. So it kind of sounds like that with your beat, you know, and not just because of the horns, but just in general. That's how it comes across. I do like the horns, although I would put it, you know, pan it left a bit. That's my preference, though, but whatever. But instead of having it down center, but maybe to the left a bit. The drums are good. It's just the kick was a little bit punchy for my liking. But I do like that, and the keys. I like how it's like everything's kind of subtle. But it's just the bass line, because I don't know. It sounds kind of like an upright, maybe. I'm not sure. You have to let me know. But that's the only thing is the bass, you know. So it just sounds kind of empty. You know what I mean? Like a little, like there's like short notes. It's empty. So again, it's kind of like that jazz type of feel. But I just think that for this beat, I think you should have like a nicer bass, like smoother. Maybe not something like a busy pattern, but just something like maybe just like one bass note at the beginning of each bar or something like that. Just something simple like that. But just like a better sounding, you know, bass. You know, like maybe a little longer. Maybe a little thicker, I don't know, but just something like that, because for what you have, like I said, it's just like short, you know, kind of like hollow notes and stuff. So just something to think about, you know, but the rest I like is pretty good. Nice jazzy beat. All right, so next up we got Fury Beats with X Fader. Let's check it out. Alright. Okay, so that was Fury Beats with X Fader. This one's interesting because the whole time I'm like, where the hell are the drums? I'm like, what's going on here? So I'm just waiting for this heavy drum track to drop in and stuff, and that's what you're missing really is these drums to come in, because I could tell you got all these choppy samples, right? And it just sounds to me like you're just trying to find a pattern all the way through. And obviously some parts are like off, because you had this nice little pattern about maybe 30 seconds in, then you brought in this other part where it was like this piano, and it just clashed with what you had and stuff. So I don't know what you're using for your setup. I mean, whatever it was, it just sounds like you don't have it on mono, you have it more on the polyphony set. And about halfway through, maybe about a minute in or so, you had this nice pattern going, very, very smooth. I would keep just that part, just about a minute in or so. Keep that part of it and stuff, and then build around that, because I think that's all you need to do is just to have find a groove there, because right now it just sounds like you're all over the place with the patterns and stuff. So with the pads, whatever you're using, it sounds very choppy. You know what I mean? So if you have a nice little pattern going, then of course you could build around that. You could then add your drums and then some bass or whatever. It's just that I know you have that snare there. It's just that it just sounds to me, the way it's done, it sounds like it's part of the sample, and maybe it is, right? I don't know. You have to let me know. But it just sounds like it's part of the sample, so it's kind of hard to gauge what you're trying to do here, So, but I do like the sample you have. I just think you just need to find that nice little groove there, nice little pattern, and then build around that. But yeah, about a minute into the beat, everybody check that out. It sounded really nice, that part. So I would do that and then build upon that. All right, so next up we've got Golden Boy with Pharaoh. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Golden Boy with Pharaoh. Now, I know the thing is called Pharaoh, but it's just, I don't know, I'm not crazy about that whole, like, that Middle Eastern sound, because it always, every time I hear a beat like that, it just reminds me of the desert and heat, and I just hate the heat, I just don't like hot weather. I can't stand it. Okay, I'm from Canada, right? I like snow and cold, all right? Now, I'm sure you're probably thinking, okay, freak, but still, no, that's what I like, right? So that's why I don't like to listen to this type of style. But anyway, it's a good beat. I do like it. Good production. Although some parts I could hear some clipping, so just keep an eye on that, or keep an ear on that, actually. But no, it's a good flow, good production, though, and there's a few parts where maybe you could ease off, like the sitar and flute or whatever, and all that, but I think mainly it was just the levels, so there was a bit of clipping, and maybe the bass can be brought down just a bit, but overall, though, no, it's pretty good. It's just mainly the levels. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just mainly the levels to watch out for. But yeah, I don't like the heat, man, so I don't like to hear that type of style of beat, really, so it's not my favorite. I don't think we're ever gonna have that as a theme for Beat This. I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway, that's a good beat. All right. So next up, we got the last beat. It's Memento Beats with Etude. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Memento Beats with Etude. And I like this beat. It's good. It's some good piano, really good piano, actually. And it sounds... I'm not sure if you used this for the Beat This competition once. I'm not sure, but it was a nice surprise because you had this nice piano, and then I'm waiting for the drums to drop in. And really, I was expecting like what you typically have, which is, it's like... And so I was like, okay. But then you came in with these drums, nice and laid back. So that was a nice surprise, So to hear that with the piano, it sounds really smooth, especially when you change up the pattern of the piano later on in the beat. That was a nice little addition. The only thing I wish I had done though was just to add some other sound just to complement that piano, just something smooth, not a lot, like maybe just some strings or something, just kind of like chilling in there. Not all the way through, but just here and there throughout the beat and stuff, or maybe just at the end just to kind of trail off. But yeah, just something like that, because instead it was just like the piano with the drums and stuff. Yeah, just something like that where you can have just something to complement that piano, because the piano is really nice. It's just I wanted to hear something, a little bit of something on top of that. So, but for what you have though, it's really good. I really like it. Yeah, well done. Really good pattern. Alright, so that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending your beats in. I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat is... The winner is... Drumroll, please. Memento Beats with Etude. Let's check it out.